Video game compilations are awesome. Why pay $75 for 3 individual games when you can pay $80 for just one? Wait, hey look, a Kirby compilation. Compilations are super neat and some of my favorite items in my collection. There's just a convenience to compilations. Having so many games in a single package has always fascinated me. I think my earliest experience with compilations was The Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition on GameCube. Oh boy, is this thing awesome. It combines 4, you heard that right, 4 Zelda titles into just one tiny disc. It's got the 2 from the original NES as well as Majora's Mask on N64, but far and away, the prize jewel here is the demo of Wind Waker. A boy could get used to this. I don't think this collection could get any better. Oh my gosh, this thing even has Ocarina of Time on it? This compilation is truly insane with its game choices. I mentioned Zelda being one of my first experiences with gaming compilation. However, these video game collections predate even that. While I couldn't find any concrete resource for what the oldest compilation is, I'm sure we all think of the same game when we think of the grandfather of compilations. Super Mario All-Stars. The All-Star Collection came out in 1993, and, well, I came out in 1994. So I wasn't exactly around when it came out, but I can only imagine the hype of having the first 3 Mario games, plus the lost levels thrown in for good measures, on one single cart. Mario is a gaming force that swept the entire world. It revolutionized the gaming industry and put Nintendo firmly on the map. And, well, Nintendo found a way to repackage the same games and still create an unbeatable value proposition for its customers. They didn't want the end of the NES to be the end of classic Mario. So they ported over all the original Mario games into one collection. However, Nintendo went the extra mile and gave the fans a real treat, the Lost Levels. For those of you that don't know, this was the original sequel to Mario 1 in Japan. However, it was deemed too difficult for Western audiences. Thus, our Mario 2 looks a little different. This Super Nintendo compilation was the first time us here in the States got to play the then previous Japanese exclusive of the Lost Levels. I love when compilations have bonuses like unreleased games, unlockables, or any new ways to play old games. Heck, I mean, look at that NES Mini that released a handful of years ago. It gave us Star Fox 2. Star Fox was revolutionary with its Mode 7 graphics. Nintendo was quick to get Star Fox 2 in development. Well, around this time, the 5th generation of gaming had launched.
$2.99.
Real 3D graphics were officially here. Plans for Star Fox 2 were scrapped and never seen again. Fast forward over almost 20 years, and the SNES Classic releases with all your favorite Super Nintendo titles. Link to the Past, Earthbound, Super Mario World, Super Metroid. The gang's almost all here. Wait a second, what is that? Star Fox 2 got an official release on the SNES Classic? These are the kind of announcements that make compilations something truly special. That gets us back to Super Mario 3D All-Stars. What a controversial collection. Let's break it down some. No need to hop from N64 to the GameCube to the Wii. And another awesome aspect is that the console these compilations are being released on are often more than likely going to be the latest, most up-to-date console. This means you get all the benefits of modern consoles, such as online leaderboards, HD graphics, achievements, trophies, and in the case of the Switch, portability. This means you can start your day playing Super Mario 64 in bed, and stroll down to the local park and play Super Mario Sunshine without ever changing consoles. A lot of people dunked on the Super Mario 3D collection for Nintendo putting in the bare minimum effort. And well, yeah, they are technically right. There's not a lot in the way of extras. I would have liked for Mario 64 to have the mini games from the DS version as unlockables, or maybe an HD version you could have switched between for new fans and old school purists. And I guess asking for Mario Galaxy 2 was asking too much. Still, the ability to freely switch between two of the best games ever made and Mario Sunshine with added mobility is still a strong case for why this is one of my favorite compilations of all time. Okay, how about we look at another compilation on Switch? The Spyro Reignited Trilogy. This is what I wanted Mario 64 to look like. Spyro looks and feels amazing here on the Switch. The Spyro Trilogy was a special treat for classic and new 3D platformer fans alike. With the awesome iconic levels of the past with a fresh coat of paint, this was a match made in heaven. They even went back and added skill points to Spyro 1. These serve as achievements and add some fun side quests to do while revisiting a favorite that you know super well. The only bad thing to complain about here is that they only put the original Spyro in the cart. Spyro 2 and 3 were digital downloads. We've talked about how these collections are perfect ways of replaying old favorites, but what about the opposite side of things? Franchises you missed out on completely. For me, that's the Klonoa collection. Klonoa on PS1 and PS2 are expensive. For the pair, you're looking at about $400. Not to mention there's some of the harder titles to find on their respective consoles. The Switch re-release helped allow thousands of players to discover the wondrous world of Klonoa for the first time. And it's a blast. This version added a new difficulty mode, the Easy mode. This is a welcomed addition for people who aren't crazy about difficulty in their video games and just wants to enjoy the game. Plus, some of the platforming alone is difficult enough without even mentioning the damage aspect of the game. We've been talking a lot about Nintendo compilations, but Sony has had some bangers too. The one that comes to my mind is the Ratchet and Clank Trilogy collection. This is without a doubt, maybe, my favorite compilation of all time. It's just so good. You get one of the best trilogies in all of gaming, the Ratchet and Clank series on PS2, now moved to the PS3. Trophies are here, graphics are updated, and all three masterpieces in one collection. To me, this perfectly embodies what makes these collections a must-own for fans. The last compilation to talk about today is the Kirby's Dream Collection. I wanted this compilation so bad as a kid and never got it, so it was one of the first games I grabbed as an adult. Having 6 Kirby games on one disc was enough, but this game killed it with the extras. And I'm going to quote the most trusted source in all of the internet land for this one, Wikipedia. So, shout out Wikipedia. Kirby's Dream Collection also features 13 new challenge stages based on those found in the 2011 release Kirby's Return to Dreamland. An additional museum section features box arts and video spotlights for every game in the Kirby series released through 2012, along with 3 viewable episodes from the anime television series Kirby Right Back At Ya. Kirby comes to Cappy Town, crusade for the blade, and waddle while you work. In addition to the game disc, the package includes a booklet that highlights Kirby's history and provides behind-the-scenes trivia about the series, as well as a soundtrack CD containing 42 tracks from past Kirby games and 3 new arrangements by the HAL Laboratory sound team. Seriously, what's not to love about that? And compilations in general. Really, every time the Switch gets a new collection, I get excited. I think about how the Baten Kaitos and Etrian Odyssey just got collections released semi-recently. I'd love to add them to the collection eventually. Let me know if you guys have the same fondness towards these collections as I do. And tell me what's your favorite video game compilation. Seriously guys, let me know down below, subscribe for more content, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.